How long should you wait to move on after your spouse has passed on?
3 to 5 years.
You said never let me go.
1, 2, 3.
What's your name?
Amanda.
Nathan.
How long should you wait to move on after your spouse has passed on?
So according to our tradition, you wait a year, you're in mourning for a year, and then you're free to move on.
What?
If you seek a partner and if you want to be with someone and you don't
Oh, a
want
year?
anyone. Yeah, it's a year of mourning.
Do you think 6 months is long enough to start dating again?
Well, I think that you should go through a few seasons and get to, mourn the person and the time that you had together. So I think a year is good.
Do you think a year is good? Mm-hmm. Do you think your kids will be comfortable with it?
Oh, there's kids in the picture, it's a totally different story. You have to integrate them slowly according to child development. If they're very little and they could sort of have a new mom or a new dad, it's fine. But if they're like 10 to like 17, you have to have them be part of the conversation.
I agree with it.
Don't play with me. Just answer the damn question.
Guys, your IG so they can follow you.
I'm Amanda Dreyer.
What's your name?
I'm Olivia.
How long should you wait to move on after your spouse has passed on?
I think especially if you have kids, probably at least a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Not again.
Definitely. And I think if you don't have kids, at least a year. Yeah. Definitely. Because you need time to grieve the relationship and then the death, so.
Do you think 6 months is long enough to start dating again?
Maybe not seriously dating, but maybe just trying to practice, I guess, in a way.
Now that's a bright idea.
Kind of test out if you're ready, maybe.
Don't you think it's too soon?
I think it's too soon to seriously start dating, but to try to go out there and have fun, yeah, I think that's okay.
So let's say after a year, right? Your mother-in-law gave her blessings to you to date again. Would you?
I think that would depend on how long I was in the relationship and kind of just how I feel. I feel like it's a very touchy, it's a very case-by-case kind of scenario. Because, maybe you had a partner and you guys had a really bad relationship and then they died and you were kind of happy. What? Relieved about it. We're deeply in love and you're hurt for 10 years after that. I don't know.
Do you think your kids will be comfortable with it?
I think I would probably need at least 18 months. Yeah.
Your IG?
It's Olivia, ALIVIAHXX.
What's your name?
I'm Lauren. Jessica.
Bobby. Jordan.
It's really hard because obviously that is someone you love and that was your first love and you thought you would be with them forever. I almost feel like it just depends on when the heart has healed and you've moved on.
Okay.
I almost feel like you can't even give it a time frame.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like it depends, just because that's a tough wound.
Someone who has a long-standing illness, yes, or a malignant disease or something where they know they're going to pass away. I think the person grieves that person's death before they actually go.
I agree.
Is there a caregiver? If it's unexpected, I think it might be a little bit harder because you just lose that person very suddenly and reminders of them are all around you.
Do you think 6 months is long enough to start dating again?
No.
I personally would not.
No, I think that's,
That's too early?
too early.
Too early.
Yeah.
You have to properly heal, I feel and make sure you have
how long?
2 years.
We're gonna do a deep dive on our guest.
To be able to make sure that your mental health is good before you date someone else and then bring them through that trauma with you. Because you don't want to bring too much into the relationship if you're not healed yet.
So let's say after a year, right? Your mother-in-law gave her blessings to you to date again. Would you?
I don't depend
on if you were ready.
Yeah, I think it depends.
I don't think I would care what the mother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
What you're not going to do is talk to me like that.
I would go with what I need.
Yeah.
I would be respectful of them, but also it's your journey with healing, so you have to take that personally and not let the others impact your. And healing's not linear,
That's true. Yeah.
So one day you could be fine, the other day.
Yeah.
It's not linear. Yeah.
Alright guys, your IG so they can follow you.
Lala Valenza.
The _jiggle_bean.
At Bobby Martucci. At _Jordan and Baker _
5 minutes later.
What's your name?
Emily.
How long should you wait to move on after your spouse has passed on? What do you think?
3 to 5 years.
Why so?
I feel like that's enough time. Nobody ever, I feel gets over something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I feel 3 to 5 years is kind of a respectful thing to, allow yourself to give yourself that time. Yeah.
Do you think 6 months is long enough to start dating again?
I mean, it's really up to the person, I feel like, yeah. I don't think there's necessarily a set time limit for that. You know, everybody takes that differently.
Different here.
Yeah.
So let's say after a year, right? Your mother-in-law gave her blessings to you to date again. Would you?
Yeah,
You will?
of course.
Do you think your case will be comfortable with it?
I don't know. That's a question.
Your IG so they can follow.
Emily_Cordero.
What's your name?
Lisa. Olivia. I think there's no right answer to that question. I think it's depends on your relationship, the manner of how your spouse is passed on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think you should take time to mourn that relationship. So I haven't been in that situation, but I would say at least, a few years.
Hell no!
Depending on how long you've been with that spouse.
Do you think 6 months is long enough to start dating again?
For me, I don't think I'd be ready after 6 months. But that would be like a personal thing, I think, of, if you've dated someone for 2 years, usually they say you have to wait half of the life of that relationship to get over it. So say you date for 2 years, like you should take a year for yourself. If you've been together, 50 years, maybe take 25.
That's terrible.
I think it just depends on where you are in life, but 6 months might be a little too quick. Yeah.
I agree. 6 months is too fast. Maybe I agree with what she's saying. Maybe like a year, maybe 2 to get yourself back out there. But
yeah,
I don't know if you could really fully be over it. I feel like you carry them in your heart forever.
So let's say after a year, right? Your mother-in-law gave her blessings to you.
Yeah, I think I got the blessing, but I think in addition to that, you'd have to find the right person to move on with. I don't know if I'd want to be back on Hinge after 6 months. Even with the blessing, or a year. If you happen to find someone that you care for that could help you through that mourning process, those are 2 different type of dating scenarios too.
Do you think your kids will be comfortable with it?
Probably not.
Probably not. That's another person I think you need to get a blessing from, or really be protective of their emotions through the process.
Your IG so they can follow you.
Lisa Marie.
All right, guys, we're done.
Okay, bye.